On everyone. So, thank you everyone for joining this glorious webinar on business transformation via SAP S4 Hana. So, we have our two esteemed speakers, Suma Rammohan and Suchitra Dadarkar, in this call. So, Suma Rammohan is a Chief Solution Architect, SAP COE Europe. She has 24 years of experience in IT, has held multiple critical client-facing roles like pre-sales, enterprise architecture, business consulting, delivery management. So in Capgemini, she is a part of SAP COE Europe and lead solution architect for large deals in France. Agile to South Central Europe. SAP ERP is her area of expertise, and she is an established lead enterprise architect, author, and subject matter expert in the areas of RISE with SAP S4 HANA, public cloud, and SAP S4 HANA private edition, and brownfield conversations. So I would like to introduce Suchitra Dadarkar. She is a director at Capgemini with a strong technical background. She is currently a part of SAP Europe Center of Excellence team and also solution architect for a SAP S4 transformation project. She is a level 2 and scale agile certified architect. She strongly believes in learning never stops, embrace change. So I would like to hand over this entire webinar to our both esteemed speakers. Thank you.
Okay, so we just, these are the topics we thought it will be useful. So hello, everybody. Welcome to this session on business transformations. So quickly walking through what we thought about this agenda is like, what are business transformations? Why do we need them at all? And what are the critical success factors to make this business transformation really successful? And how do we achieve business transformations with SAP S4 HANA? Okay, so in the last few years, we've seen some unprecedented times, right? In terms of the pandemic, which actually brought a very huge, massive change in our lives, be it from a health perspective or the economic aftermath because of the lockdown and the global supply chain being disrupted. So it really caused so many disruptions in the society and of course the business. Similar to that, we also saw the tragic Ukraine war last year and the related geopolitical conditions and the economical aftermath of that. So with this background, the situation is right now such that the organizations at par will have to kind of scale up their businesses. They need to understand what the market trends are, what are the threats in the market, what are the key challenges that they will have to address immediately by kind of being proactive, bringing in more innovations in their business and processes and scaling up to the demand. Basically, by doing all these, they will be able to achieve better, revenue turnovers and better position themselves much better in the market. So how was all these possible? And that's how what we are trying to do in this, the business transformations will help organizations achieve all these. So with our experience in this field, so these are the 4 different types of transformations, kind of we've seen. So the first one is the technology only kind of a transformation. For example, let's say the application stack or a particular software is going out of support. So it's a need for the time for upgrade. In such cases, the upgrade has to happen. So such programs will become a technology-driven program, wherein the IT part of it is the key driver of the program. So that's one kind of a change. The second one that we're trying to see here is the business change program, wherein although it is sponsored by IT, but there is a good amount of change the business happens. Like for example, the way the business team was working, so that may have to be changed. So although the driver is IT here, but there is some amount of change. Okay, probably via new processes or optimization of very small process, but the change of business is little less. The third category that we are seeing in the last few months or last few years is the actual transformation program, wherein the business is the driver of that, and not the actual IT of it, but the business there. So there is a lot of business activity in across the lines of business. One example that I try to quote here is about asset piece, wherein the change happens from a mapping side or the benefits part of it, but every lines of business, kind of, be it supply chain or manufacturing or finance, HR. So there could be, business level changes that come in. So this category is that kind of a transformation that calls for large changes. The last one, the actual large scale transformation programs, is where, end to end there is a large change, wherein typically this is kind of sponsored by the executive board, but IT is just a small element to it. But the overall transformation could be, the foundation layer of ERP could be changed, or the digital transformation is happening in a big way, moving to cloud. The cloud journey is also happening, then data analytics, automation. So everything end to end is the transformation happens. And by doing this, the organization can reap more benefits, as we said already, like more they are adding more customer value, they are increasing their profitability, or they are changing their operational margins. So ultimately they are increasing their profit share in the market. So this is possible via end-to-end structural transformation, is what we call. So what is the trend we are seeing in the market right now? We have a lot of market in the option 1 and 2, but slowly 3 and 4 are also picking up. But 1 and 2 is mostly IT driven kind of transformations, and 3 and 4 are business led kind of transformations. Okay, we try to see about a few characteristics of such large transformation programs. So we are seeing clients across different industry platforms, like manufacturing, health, life sciences, pharma, retail. So large mega clients, multi-country, country rollouts. They are across different regions, supporting different lines of business. They are going in for such large transformation programs. So what is the characteristics we see? So we just wanted to highlight that here. So a couple of them, I'm not going to kind of go into each one of them, but the key ones that are important probably is the end-to-end business impact that it creates. So how it is possible? Via the basic change in the business processes, supported by the core ERP on the foundation layer, and then they are kind of pulled up into the edge applications. So what are these core edge? And we will see that later, slightly later. But this is a combination of this core ERP and the edge applications will definitely help get the organizations into the business transformations that they are typically aiming at. And sometimes these can be technology agnostic, wherein it could be these foundational layers of ERP. Sorry, could be it could be the ERP package solutions of SAP or Oracle or Microsoft. They could be combined with the cloud infrastructure services. Then customer experiences combined with the engineering and the data and analytics platform. So, and in such large programs, typically we see multi-vendor, multi-partner kind of applications, wherein the implementation is handled by one partner, a front-end solution could be handled by another partner, the core ERP is supported by anybody else, and the middleware is supported by some other vendors, and the third party or satellite applications are supported by others. So what we are trying to call out is large transformation programs can have a multi-vendor, multi-year kind of contracts, wherein a lot of collaboration is needed between all the key stakeholders to make such programs really successful. So I now call upon my colleague Suchitra to talk about the why part of business transformations. Over to you,
Yeah.
Suchitra.
Yes, thanks, Suma. Yeah, if you can just go back to the previous one.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I do not know, but before we get into, understanding, thanks, so like Suma has explained, what are business transformations? If I do not know if you guys can put it on the chat, what do you think, or why do you think are these business transformations needed? Now, I mean, what are the triggers? If I can quickly have some inputs from the audience here, I would want to know. What, according to you, triggers a business transformation? And I mean, why would the business want to change from business as usual to something disrupting? Maybe we'll give 30 seconds to see what the audience has to say. The audience will be able to type, right, Harsha?
Yes.
Okay. So let's make it a little interactive rather than,
Yeah, appreciate that, Suchitra.
I see chat disabled. Okay. Okay, no suggestions of nothing. Okay, then sorry.
Business transformation can be a different financial. So the financial cost is also increasing because of that. Also, sometimes we are doing.
You can type in your responses as well, so this will really help us understand. I mean, you don't really have to. Thanks, Anil, for that. But as we go along, you can type in your responses as well. Maybe that will bring in a new perspective, fresh perspective for us as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but without further ado, okay, thanks, Balaji.
Yeah, no, chat is enabled. People can chat. Yeah.
Yes, market changes, profits, track objectives in a better way. Okay, I think the audience knows it all, Suma. we can pack our bags. Yes,
See,
exactly. Glad to see. Yeah, glad to see that we all are aligned. I mean, we see it through the same lens. Yeah, if you can quickly go to the next.
Just give me a minute.
Slide, Suma.
Sorry.
So what are?
Yeah.
So what are or why are business transformations needed? Okay, so before why, I mean, what is it that triggers business transformation? Like most of you have touched on those parts. I mean, business transformations are often demanded by the customers. Okay, so the customers, your end customer, my customer's customer, my end customer demands for it. We see a very a classic change or a trend prevailing amongst my customer, and that is why I'm required to change it. There are more growth opportunities, okay, because my business, my management, my CXO, my board of directors sees, okay, there are more growth opportunities if we do our business if we switch our way of selling, if we switch our way of manufacturing from this way to the other way. And a classic example here is product based to service based. Most of the automobile customers, I mean, leave alone automobile, because you actually have a product at hand. I mean, customers, like huge customers like Volvo and Mercedes and luxury brands as well, they started switching from product based to service based. They do not want to sell their cars anymore. Even in healthcare, I mean, if I have to name a few, I mean, this is what you can all read about. I mean, customers like Bayer, new big huge logos like Bayer, they do not want to sell the products. Okay, but what they want to sell is MRI as a service. This X-ray as a service. A simple change. But this is what the market demands. These are the growth opportunities with our customers foresee. And that is exactly why they want us to transform their business landscape. And that is why when I say us, it's the IT. Okay, third one could be industry dynamics. And I think somebody also wrote that, industry dynamics, right? I mean, there are the patterns are changing. Again, if I have to name a customer, someone like Total, who's been a giant in energy and utility sector. They are saying they really want to, or they completely want to switch to renewable energy, right? They do not want to, I mean, not at a very large scale. They want to stop transacting or stop selling oil, petrol, and all these things. They want to sell renewable energy. Isn't that a huge step? But how will they do that if they do not have the infrastructure ready. And when I say infrastructure, it's not the platform, it's not just the servers, right? Ready. And the fourth trigger is technology disruption. And I will not really elaborate on that point, as we all understand. Yeah, technology, if there is a technology disruption, we have to go by it. I mean, you cannot stay at the you cannot put it at the back burner and say, okay, there's still some time. Yeah, I will do that later. Okay, this will not happen. These are the key triggers. When you say my customer wants to transform, and when I say they want to transform their business. Okay. Now down below, if you see, what we have tried to put in is, what are the expectations? What does my customer expect from an IT? And it could be their own IT, it could be a partner, it could be any vendor for that matter. Like Suma said, these are all multi-vendor deals, multi-vendor programs. Yeah. So what is the business? What are my customers expecting from IT? What they expect from us clearly is they want us to transform their static, like a monolith architecture, and they expect us to transform it into a more API based, a modern, a scalable architecture, where they can have their quick work turnarounds. If they see a disruption, if they see, okay, this particular, I've launched something in the market, this isn't working, the service isn't working, I want to quickly modify that and bring in that flavor as well. My architecture, when I say architecture, it comprises of everything, business, application, technical architecture. My architecture should be in a position to quickly adapt itself. This is what they're looking for. They're looking for agility, right? The second point that we've stated, effective change management. Yes, my customers are looking for effective change management to address the inefficiencies that prevail in the current business processes. They want us to identify those inefficiencies, maybe after definitely collaboration with the business, and change it, bring in an effective change management. The third one that they're trying to say is they want us to carve out a transformation journey. And let me just briefly touch upon this top word, journey, or this word transformation. Sorry, the word transformation. If you talk from business perspective, business transformation or structural transformation, that the four types that Suma explained. Transformation is a journey. Right? You will never have okay, this is what I want to transform, so this is where I want to be 5 years down the line. No, this is a continuous journey. You will keep on evolving. Okay, there is never an end goal. There's never like a nirvana stage to it. Okay, so this is what we want to, what our business want from us. They want us to carve out a transformation journey wherein the progress we make as far as IT is concerned, or each and every IT milestone is directly linked to business KPIs. Like we do not call it as KPIs anymore. We call it as objectives and key results, OKRs. Okay, so they want to see us. Okay, you've achieved so and so. Okay, that's okay. But what does that transform into? What does that translate into as far as my OKRs are concerned, as far as my business goals are concerned? They want to see it. Right? What they also want us to do is they want us to build a roadmap, okay, a clear roadmap to indicate how will an IT partner take them from where they are today, the as is, to be. And while doing so, or once they've achieved, then what will be the return on investment? That is what they want to know, even before they embark on this journey. Right? The next point is they expect us to make business responsible for IT. What we have to do is and all these things that I said, they cannot be achieved without businesses' participation. Right? So they not only want to see those pictures or those fancy architecture, right? But they want us to deliver it. Okay, and deliver with their participation. But what they also expect us to do is no more talk, technology with them. Okay, you do this, you do that, you buy this, you sell this, this product, that product. They do not want to know that. What they want to hear from you is, from technical people, is they want you to talk business language, to talk about when you are in the meeting room. They want to understand what are the business outcomes. Okay, and they do not want to hear about project milestones anymore. That's the shift we see. Right? And this is exactly the benefits to a customer. So once you say, okay, all this has been achieved, we can say, yes, we have been able to, transform my customer's business. because this is what my customer, this is what all the customer, irrespective of the industry, are looking for. Can we go to the next slide? Okay, again, what are the benefits? Again, this is more like a subset of what I just said. What we spoke about was huge, was a superset, right? And it covers all these aspects. They want to see synergy in their way of working. When I say it's all these are with respect to my customer. They want to take the business, they want to make it omni-channel, right? They do not want to stick to what you say, a normal way of doing things, right? They do not want to see, okay, this is what I've been doing for last 15 years and I'm doing good, or profits all good, I will continue to do. No, they want to be disruptive themselves, right? They want to be cross-brand, cross-market, cross-functions, and they want all these things, right? People across brands, people across markets, people across functions, they want to speak the same language. And that is what we mean by synergy, the one team working. There has to be a common goal. Why we are doing this. Only then this business transformations or my customer will benefit from this. If there is no one team approach, if one brand is or one what we have, even, and this is true for any acquisitions, mergers, anything, right? Another thing is customer centricity, right? I should understand, everybody should understand the customer, like we do, like we service, IT service providers, we need to understand our customers. It's exactly the same way. My customers expect, there has to be a common understanding across its group, right? The names, the line of businesses could be different, but they should understand the customer similar way. The next one is efficiency. Needless to say, I think many of you wrote this, cost efficient, right? That is one key aspect. They want to transform because definitely they want to do many new things, but at the same time, they want to be cost efficient. They want to be time efficient, right? I mean, quick turnarounds. We do not have times. Gone are those days where we have years and years, projects running for years and years. No, we have months with us now, right? All of us would agree. Yeah? Then comes transparency, right? I mean, again, data. They want one source of data. Does not matter which application is running on which platform and who's doing that. Is it the procurement team? Is it the financial team? Is it my CXO doing that? No, the source of data should be one. There could be different personas that we create, different user views that we create. And then it depends on which person or which user is trying to connect to the system and trying to, what information is he expecting. That can differ. But then the source of truth should be same. It should be transparent across. That is something that the customers are expecting from a transformation program. Last but not the least, sustainability. Yeah, and again, like bang on, I mean, many of you have written sustainability. That is what they're looking for. They are looking for more opportunities. The total example that I gave. Yeah, I mean, they're really looking to transform. I mean, they have made up their mind that I want to get into this renewable energy business. Now it's up to us. How can we help our customers do that, achieve that? The customers are very clear. If I'm buying something, if it's a manufacturing customer, if I'm buying something, I want to see what my vendor is doing. If it's not just me, if my suppliers are following a sustainable approach to send me the goods or to transport the goods or not. So we are going to that level. Our customers are thinking in that direction, and we are required to support them. These are the benefits of any transformation program. Okay. Yeah, can we move on? I think in the interest of time.
Yeah, I think, yes.
Yeah. The critical success factors. Again, I would want to put up this question, but I think in interest of time, I'll go ahead. What are the factors, which will help you, which will really make your business transformation a success? I mean, not only for IT, but across the organization. There are three key pillars, and I believe all of you would agree. There are three key pillars. One is process. The other one is people and tools, right? And all three of them are equally important. So if there is a little imbalance here and there, if you have, if you're doing good on process, if you're good on people, but then you do not have the right technology to support it, it will collapse. right? You had envisioned a very nice transform organization, very nice transform change management, business processes. But then at the end, you were not able to build it using the proper tools. It collapses. People, I mean, you have your processes defined, you have your tooling, but then there is no collaboration between people, the different stakeholders. It will collapse. So these are the success factors. Okay, starting with business. Starting with processes. How is process a key factor here? One is what we have to deliver through transformations is we have to optimize our processes, right? To adapt to new business goals, right? These are no more IT goals. These are business goals. These are CXO goals. There are things that we have to touch or we have to pull from the CXO's agenda. Please remember. Yeah, that is a transformation. Yeah, I'll come to this later. Suma, maybe if you can. Lean and agile processes, reduce wastage. You have to bring down, you have to make your processes very lean. You have to eliminate waste. You have to eliminate all the redundancy. If there are two people doing the same thing, see how can you optimize the task, right? You have to be agile, quick turnarounds. That is what we said, faster iterations. We do not have years and years to implement something. Operating model, and this is something I'll touch base in the subsequent slide, and I'll tell you why, because this is an aspect. See, business outcome, lean process and all, yeah, definitely I will not be able to cover all of it because they will vary from an organization to organization. But from an IT standpoint, what we can provide our customer is this: a better operating model, which we refer to as a product-centric operating model. We do have a huge, or maybe this is a huge topic in itself. I will not really get into the details, but I will explain it to you what is product-centric operating model. Okay. Now coming to people. By people, what do you mean? We all understand these are all the stakeholders, right? Business and IT, they have to be aligned. Right? If IT is all pumped up to deliver something and there's no cooperation, there is no enough inputs that we receive from the business, we're flat on our face. The mindset change, right? And this goes hand in hand with the product centric. Gone are those days where I can say, I am a SAP consultant, I am this consultant, I am a Java developer. No. Okay, we cannot really stick to one skill. What we need to understand is the complete end-to-end business, at least one line of business. Right, at least one industry. Only then you will be able, or you will be able to, if you're skilled that ways, then you can make this transformation happen. Yeah, collaboration, shared objectives, integrated teams. You have to have those tightly integrated teams. We'll show you how. And then last, again, but not the least, is tools. You have to have the cutting edge technologies. You have to understand what role does this, and does the cutting edge does not only mean that, okay, there's something new in the market, I try and deploy it. No, you have to understand, you have to do your assessments, right? Where if it will fit my need, if it will fit my business requirement or no. So these are the three critical success factors. Maybe we briefly touch upon each one of these, Sumaya. If you can just shift to the next one, process. Yeah. So this is what we mean. This is not really a product-centric organization, okay? But I would really want you to start thinking in that direction, okay? Again, I'm reiterating, why have we picked up this as a process? There were three things that I listed it under process, because this is an area where IT can play a role. We can help do this, or we can do this for our customers, right? What do you mean by product-centric organization, first of all? Yeah. Just to quickly, again, will not open the floor, sorry. Maybe we would want to know this from you. A product-centric organization, in simple words, if I have to explain you in like 30 seconds, this is different from our regular, the old school project-centric approaches, where we're used to, okay, we have to achieve something. Okay, start a project, this is a start date, this is the build phase, a requirement, this testing, done. Okay, so they were all project centric. What product centric means is the complete outlook changes. You see, we do not run skill wise. What we are doing is we are taking lines of businesses here. We are taking the LOBs here. Yeah, we are taking HR, we are taking finance, procurement, product and supply, retail, and data analytics. If you look at the design office, the cross tower design office, it includes everybody. from starting from business to enterprise to solution architects to a technical architect and a service design. Right? This is what we mean by collaboration between teams. Right? The way we arrange in a product-centric organization is, if you take, say, for example, if I take finance and procurement, right? What we have is, we have a product manager, and it does not have to be this way. This is one perception, or this is one way to put it on the slide, but you can have multiple ways of doing it as well, right? So what we have is, yes, you have finance and procurement, then you'll have a product manager, and product manager is known, but someone who would liaise between the teams, the actual delivery team and the business, right? Then you have on the left hand side, if you see communities of practice across towers, these are where your practices sit, these are where your skills, could be SAP, it could be Java, it could be this, and they all sit here. They keep talking, they keep exchanging, not only with their technical, within their technical groups, but to others as well. Because now they're all talking the business, they're all talking finance and procurement, but they are not talking SAP and Java and .NET. That's the difference. That's the change of mindset, which is needed. Okay, and then down below, if you see, we have all the enablers. Okay, we have automation, API integration, and all to make this happen. So this is a quick view, a quick way of, and I would explain you the product-centric organization. Yes, the next one, Suma, do you want to talk more about people and tools?
Yes, thank you, Suchitra. Suchitra has very well articulated already about the importance of having people together. But I just want to deep dive a bit here because, when we are talking about transformation, so we saw that, the requirements or the pain areas comes from the business, the IT team actually implements, then they go back, check, and, so it's very important for a collaborative environment, right, between these two, and to have a common mindset, or a single one team kind of a mindset, so that, the deviations are not very large. And especially because it's important for the business transformation cases that we are talking here, right? So we talk about a simple optimization of a small process to large scale transformations. It could be harmonization, it could be optimization across the LOBs that Suchitra mentioned, the finance, procurement, etc., blah, blah, blah. So what we are trying to say is end to end, this collaboration of people, okay, like it's the IT, the business, to some extent, I would go to the next step as customers also, the customer's customer. So because the inputs or the actual inputs come from there, and the organization's business stream kind of churns them out and gives inputs to the IT. And so it's an entire ecosystem that should come together, collaborate, and help make this program very successful. Last but not least, this resilience and agility, they become very important. So when we say agility, what does this mean is changing and quickly adapting to the market threats, and kind of giving up the new solutions to address those threats and challenges, and to make benefits of those opportunities, I would say. During the process, also handle the risks, take mitigation actions, etc. So end to end, I think this is how this collaborative model is very important to make the business transformations really successful. Okay, another important tower that Suchitra already mentioned is about tools. So we will not deep dive into the tools at this stage, but what is the key parameter is, this is one of the key building block of the overall business transformation programs, wherein, the right choice of cutting edge technology that they bring in, for example, the omni-channel presence. So we've taken this from a CPRD customer during the COVID times, how they had to change their business models to adapt to the changing market requirements, but still how they could do that. They introduced the omni-channel. We know that earlier it just was retail, but later on it became a little online, then mobile app, then retail, then choose to pick up locations. All these omni channels started during the pandemic time. and technologies evolution. So that happens so rapidly these days. So, the organizations need to be at par with them, at least not at par, but we have to be fast enough to adapt to those disruptions that are happening currently in the technology stack. Similarly, to cater to the geographic reach, so every regions will have their own localization requirements. So the tools, the choice of the tools should be dependent on one of these key parameters, so that the products that is choose should be able to adapt to the technology. So moving away from the monolithic to the scalable architecture that Suchitra called out already. So I think end to end, it should have the unified solution kind of an experience with ERP at the foundation layer, moving on, using the customer-centric UI experiences and using the modern digital solutions, so that to make the end-to-end transformations very effective. Okay, so let's now give with the background that we spoke about what the business transformations is all about. So let's now bring the SAP's flavor. So for all of you all who don't know what S/4HANA is, that is the ERP solution, that is the enterprise resource planning solution from SAP as an organization. So that's a product called S/4HANA, which is kind of based on the new HANA database, and it provides more optimization, more efficiency, and more optimizations. So what are the key drivers that we see, for such a kind of transformation? The first one I would say is a very strong foundation layer. Like we have a lot of package solutions in the market from an ERP standpoint. It could be an SAP S/4HANA, or it's an Oracle suite of products, or it is the Microsoft. So there are a lot of package solutions which help us cater to different back office solutions like finance, HR. So all these are back office functions for which the ERP is supposed to kind of support, and different lines of business that we saw till now. It could be manufacturing, it could be supply chain, procurement, retail. So each of these ERPs have a flavor to these, along with addressing the industry requirements. So even for the industry, maybe it is life sciences and pharma, or it is, as Suchitra mentioned about the Total, it is from the energy sector or the utility sector. So each of these providers have their own flavors of industry also. So a very strong foundation, the choice the organization has to make about a particular product is very important for such transformations. Okay, the second one is the reuse.
In interest of time, should we directly go to the slides now? Because we want to leave.
Yeah. Over to you, Suchitra.
Yeah. Maybe I'll quickly go through
please.
the strong ERP. Though we are saying, it's S4, yes, and there's one reason where we are stressing on S4, because yes, both of us are from SAP, but that does not mean SAP is the end, okay, or is the only solution to this problem. Yeah, it's just a part of it. I mean, you can look at it in a similar way. You will get similar results with other packages as well. Okay, but yeah, what are we trying to do here? So if you look at this first thing, what we used to do, we had an ERP. Our customers zeroed down on a ERP, saying, okay, I have invested in SAP, I have invested in Oracle. Now these are the my problems. Now let's try and solve these problems with SAP. Let's try and solve this problem with Oracle. If whatever we are able to, we are able to. If not, we will live with it. Okay, but that is not the current situation. The current market or whatever changes, that we spoke about, the need to do that will not allow us to follow this pattern, to follow this approach. Okay, and what we are showing on the right hand side is a typical business and application architecture, okay, of any transform or any customer. This is how it would look like. Yeah, thanks for that. What it will have is, at the center, what we refer to it as a digital core, a digital backbone, a strong ERP foundation. And it could be SAP, it could be any other non-SAP as well. I mean, our customers, depending on the size, depending on the industry, depending on their on various parameters, they can have a single digital core, or they can have multiple cores as well. Yeah, I mean, it could be, like I said, SAP, a combination of SAP, Oracle, however it wants. What we will have is around these, or in this business and application architecture, we will have some key domains. Okay, those domains that you see: customer, employee, product, and supplier, and all. These are 4 key domains. Again, depending on the industry my customer belongs to, these will change. I mean, it could be that customer is very key. I mean, customer has to be key, but then product and service definition, they might not have like a full-fledged ERP. They might not have all business functions developed. They might have outsourced to someone. There are n number of possibilities. But what we want to put down here is these are the 4 key domains: customer, right? Because we are doing everything for a customer. Employee, these are their own, my customer's employee, the in-house employees. The supplier, okay, on which my customer is relying to for procurement. And then the product and the service, what are they trying to manufacture? What are they trying to sell? It could be a product, it could be a service. Are they manufacturing? Have they outsourced it? Those are different scenarios, there are different variants, flavors of it. But then these 4 domains will persist. Okay, and then what we have to do is basically so when I'm transforming my customer, and I say, okay, now we'll have to transform my customer's business, or I have to bring in a business transformation for my customer. What is it? We can do it in 3 ways, okay, or maybe in 3 steps, not 3 ways, 3 steps. First is, okay, you have to zero down, you have to decide on your core. And how will you be able to decide on your core? Is looking at the business requirements. Okay, we do have assessment offerings from various service providers. I mean, you name it, and we have assessment. They will come, they will assess the existing processes, and they will say, okay, you can do it this way. You can go for this product, you can go for that product, and all. That is not the agenda of this call. So, but we do have those offerings as well, those services as well. So this is something that will help us decide on my digital core. This should be the primary one. This should be the secondary one. Right? If I'm more into, if I'm again, for employee, I'm not really using a full-fledged database. I'm managing a small scale, 100 employees. I do not need like an ERP for that. Right? So again, these are n number of parameters. They are assessments, and these assessments will actually tell you. Right? So first is decide on your digital core. Okay. Then comes everything around my digital core. What are my key businesses? What is it my business is trying to achieve? How is it that I can fulfill? Okay, and when you're doing that, please remember, when you're doing that for a transformation program in this age, please look for some loosely coupled applications. Please look for some loosely coupled costs. Do not try to sit and again invest years and years in developing something in-house. Okay, all these are readily available. So try and look for the right product which will suit your business requirements. That's a second important step. Think about everything around my core. Which are the entities my core will talk to? Which are the functions that will happen in my core? Which are the functions that will happen outside of my core? Is it worth doing it in the core? Or I can maybe use a small product and do it like a small application, integrated. Integration is not a problem. I'll come to that part later, and then I start working. The third part is if you can just go to the user connectivity, data, and infra. That's the foundation that we are showing. These are what we call it as platform services. Right? It starts with infra. It starts with your actual infrastructure on which this entire thing gets built, gets designed. Right? After that, we have data, unified data management, the way we save our data. Right? It has to be a unified way, like we call it as, and hence data governance is a key and hot topic now. Above that is connectivity, right? I might have 100 applications, but if I have this new technologies like APIs, I really do not care. If I'm talking to a SAP product, if I'm talking to a non-SAP product, if my core is SAP, if my core is not SAP, if I'm managing this, no. Because API is a common language. It's like English, which is a global language, which is understood by almost everyone, right? Then comes IoT, and then again, these are more industry specific. For manufacturing companies, organization, IoT has become a mandate now. If you want to achieve, if you want to go to Industry 5.0, you cannot achieve it using IoT, right? Above that comes user. User is what user sees. You have to give that common experience, right? And I will. I mean, the list is long, but now these days we do not talk about products. We do not talk about tangible physical things. You talk about experience, which is an abstract noun, right? But what we want to achieve here is we want to achieve like a common experience, user experience, right? My customers, my customers should be able to identify, should be able to point a finger at saying, okay, this is what this brand is. Not with the help of a logo, not with the help of the profits and the revenues and the market shares, but with the help of experience. If this is, yes, it has to be this and this. That is what we want to achieve for our customers, right? And that is why we need this architecture, which is based on a strong ERP, but equally important are those peripherals, those satellites revolving, and that is exactly what we are trying to portray here around my digital core. The next one, Suma, do you want to?
Yeah, thank you, Suchitra. Yes. So the next layer that we're talking about is how the user experience has been, kind of refreshed over a couple of years, because we know that the underlying database layer is there and the foundation ERP layer is handling everything. But with the technology innovations and disruptions that have happened, so what is that? So I think Suchitra already mentioned a couple of them, like this, personalized engaging workspaces. So based on the roles of the users, for example, if the analytics is being run by a CXO, so probably he gets a different view altogether. However, on the manufacturing shop floor, if the supervisor is running the same, he would get a totally different one, which talks about, when are the goods coming in, when are the goods going out. So what we are trying to say is, these workplaces and the front-end solutions have become very personalized, and they are giving us guided experiences so that, the end-to-end processes are very easily adaptable. And similarly, the recent advancements have given us the chatbots, wherein we can the mundane manual support systems or conversations have been kind of changed based on the natural language processing features. So we have new chatbots. So this is almost used in every other applications, but of late they have taken the load off the human support system for the technology. So chatbots, we are aware, right from the basic Ola applications to the end ERP, very strong ones. So we know how chatbots work and how they have made our lives easier. So we don't have to. So what we are trying to say is the end users have been given excellent experience enhancements these days. And the next one is the AR VR technology, wherein the metaverse that is picking up off late is that will help you to give an immersive experience going forward to check how your, for example, a retail store, how is your experience there? Or you don't have to visit a actual gold showroom, but you can just have a reversal experience. Or you want to choose your holiday destination, you don't have to physically go there. So off late, so AR VR is being used across many industries, right from travel to retail to your real estate also to get it. So but what we are trying to say here is we could use these technology innovations to make the business transformations give a different turn altogether. Okay, so the next one that we want to talk about is about cloud. So we all know what cloud brings onto the table, but just to reiterate in the context of business transformation. So the typical pain areas is the cost of maintaining the actual operations is very high. So we need to reduce that, and the target operating margins that we want to improve it. right? So such is the case where these are the ones that we got typically coming in from the requirements of how does the journey to cloud really be triggered. These are the triggering factors. And gone are the days when on the premise we used to have 10 servers sitting there and maintaining our applications, while it is the off period or the lean period. For example, you have a the Thanksgiving weekend wherein the Amazon and all the omni channels will get buzzed up with the scalable factors, right? So those times we need high support system, and we don't need to have the same size of the servers across. So the scalability and the speed at which that scalability has to happen is also important. So that's when the cloud comes into picture, and it's also possible for us to kind of use the virtual machines, and the switching and all this happens at speed for us. So we don't have to manually do anything, but going on there to the journey to cloud will handle these automatically. The hyperscalers are helping us in a big way, but it will definitely help. And agility and the landscape manageability also. So, we have how fast we actually develop something and bring it onto scale. So that's what DevOps helps us do, right? So, and the certainty of which the business should be actually implemented. So all the basic requirements of a particular market, be it legal, be it statutory, be it regulatory requirements of a particular domain or the region is all handled very well. Okay, and last but not least, of course, the sustainability piece. But from a context of cloud, it's very important for us to, kind of choose a hyperscaler who will align with this kind of sustainability. So as part of this overall transformation program, I think the journey to cloud or the migration to cloud, it could be part of a simple technology transformation program, the option one that we saw initially, or a part of the large one. So definitely it brings a lot of efficiency, scalability, all these parameters that we've mentioned. So it will definitely help improve the business of the organization, and put up and play a very important role in the actual business transformations. Okay, the last but not the least, but very important chapter topic around the automation, which resolves also around data. We all know that data is the new oil, right? And it's been like this for last few years, but it is definitely going to be that, with 15, 20 years. So there has been an explosion of data for us. So how do we handle and put them into use very effectively, so that our business transformation happens effectively, or we do innovations around them, or we put it to use. So this example that is taken here is from a CPRD customer, the customer products, consumer goods and products customer, wherein, for example, from an analytics standpoint, these are the typical scenarios where advanced analytics could be used, like either it is real-time analytics or predictive analytics. It could be, like anything, like how a supply chain simulation can happen, how we can plan a particular scenario, then how do we collaborate the suppliers, the vendors. So all this is possible in terms of advanced analytics. So we have loads and loads of tools to help us. Apart from SAP, as we already saw, it is not just SAP here. So across the market, we have a lot of vendors who provide us analytics tools. So we can leverage them, and to make a meaningful value add to the transformation we are looking at here. The next one is, of course, about the AI/ML. So how we can bring automation via AI, and how machine learning can be used, how we can train the models to kind of automate. So all that is possible in this particular supply chain scenario, or the logistics part, or the real-time visibility and accuracy. So we took one CRPD customer as a kind of an industry of choice to show how it is possible here. And of course, the next one is the blockchain. So we know that, blockchain is nothing but an new end-to-end database technology, wherein you will help to kind of transfer bits and pieces of data in a chain format. Okay, so you have a very secure environment where you could kind of operate, and it caters to all these things. It provides you end-to-end traceability, it provides you transparency in terms of supply chain, and for example, it helps you trace the food towards the waste reduction part, and especially also in a financial transaction wide. So it helps you who has started and who's actually authorized and who's actually getting the end benefit. So blockchain is another a very good technology innovation which can be applied to various industry sectors. And last but not the least, about the IoTs, as we already saw in the manufacturing industry, it has become a mandate now. So how the intelligent devices can be actually used to kind of sense and send back the data, and along with that, the 5G disruption that is coming. So it will definitely help scale the businesses to whatever. It's not just supply chain. It could be supply chain. It could be, manufacturing. It could be finance. It could be telecom. It could be, utilities. So lines of business or industries cut across, it is possible for us to have these, end-to-end, innovations being used, leveraged to kind of make the business transformation a reality, and the customer's customer can effectively reap the benefits of it. So this is all we had to share with you. So we are opening the forum for any
I know
questions.
we are over time, but yeah, we can take a couple of them.
Yeah. Thank you, Suma, and thank you, Suchitra, for your informative talks and topics.
Thank you.
So actually, we just created one small quiz for all the candidates who, the
Okay.
participants.
Mhm.
So I'm just giving that in this chat box. So they can just directly click the link and they need to enter a few email ID and their name. So after completion of this entire exam, they'll be getting this small certification as well.
Okay.
So it's a type of 15 questions. It's a small quiz. So anyone so have any questions?
Yes. Hello.
Hello? Yeah. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Dr. Rammohan. So it was a wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Technology transfer, wonderful session. But at the same time, a small question, madam. How to take it forward to the students, upcoming youth, unless they know it very well, unless they get tuned to the new technologies and technology transformations and end-to-end technologies, it is difficult even the companies to survive. So we need to take it to the students for better understanding. Let us try to develop a suitable mechanism for this interface. Hello.
If I may answer, you know what, we do not have to take it to this new or to this millennial, they will bring us, whatever analytics data that we've been talking, they will give us a live demo of, what is the new generation looking for. So what we can do is, instead of using them, instead of bombarding them with technology, definitely they'll have, that is what we say, right? These days architects are like, you have a T-shaped model, you have a depth in one, but then you have a breadth of everything, right? So let them deep dive into one technology, but at the same time, do not try and confine their vision, their capabilities to one technology. Give them open, try and engage them whenever you're building, like we did the same thing for developing this offer. So I do not know how many of you know about this renewable enterprise offering by Capgemini. So this is our way of transforming my customers' business on S4. Yeah. So what we did was we actually tried to seek their input. So we had a lot of surveys being sent across to all our we call them A grade, the young professionals, and then we try to seek how would you respond to the situation. what is it that you would know? Will it be UX? The statement that I made about experience, this is something we learn from our from our young generation. So, we do not care about, what your infra is, if it's a definitely cloud and all is okay. I mean, when it comes to money part of it, but then what we want is we want an experience. I really do not care about a brand, right? If I feel good, if it suits my pocket, if it suits my convenience, I'm going to take it. That's one thing we learn from them. And this is something we should harp on, Uma. Yeah, so let's not try and confine their thinking, their vision, to because they are more close to technology than we are. Maybe we are deep dive solving some problems within SAP. Maybe if I can talk on behalf of myself and Suma, we are trying to solve some problems in SAP, but they are there as my end users. They're in that league. So let's try. You have to find the right way to pull that information out of them, from them. And that is how you can engage them and build your transformation strategies for your customers.
Yeah, that's very important. But at the same time, the technology transformations which are taking place at the very faster rate.
Right.
But the upcoming youth is unable to get tuned with the upcoming technologies. So there should be a suitable mechanism or a platform through which the upcoming youth can easily understand. So what kind of platforms, how frequently the platforms got to be open, and how to make it open to the students for better understanding. So unless we do this, the upcoming technologies that are coming from the companies may not suit with the minds of the little minds of the upcoming youth.
Right.
So we need to
therefore,
find
at
out
least in
a bridge
Capgemini,
way
we have
out.
these mind maps, okay, for all our L&D, the learning and
Yeah, mind
development
maps.
teams. We have these mind maps now. We do not have our static the way we did our courses. That there was a monthly calendar set up, and these were the topics and all. We really have these mind maps being built now.
Yeah,
So
these Capgemini can come forward. Capgemini can come forward frequently to do this kind of open sessions.
Definitely. We would want to share. Definitely. Why not?
That's fine. Okay, madam. I'll be in touch with you, madam.
Sure. Yeah. You can
We
call me
have
Suchitra, by the way.
We have large number of students with so many doubts.
Definitely.
If possible, we would like to invite you also.
Yeah.
Many of my students are there in the Capgemini. I would like to come and visit your company and invite personally into the campus, because ours is purely women's college. A women like you with a lot of women empowerment and knowledge.
So wish them a happy Women's Day on my behalf. I mean, I'm getting late for my Women's Day celebration now. On that note.
Thank you,
small party.
Thank you, Uttam, for your.
Yesterday I've gone through that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Uma.
Thanks, Uma.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yes.
Thank you.
Harsha.
Thank you.
Kirti?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Suchitra, Kirti.
Yeah, thank you, Suma. Thank you.
Thank you, Suma. Thanks,
It was a wonderful session. Thank you, Chandra Garu and Sunil.
Kirti, if Suchitra, Kirti, you and Harsha, can we take a quick picture with the virtual thing, so just for our purpose?
Everyone, right? Who are
yeah,
on
that's what I'm saying. Huh?
Okay. Anybody, if you can just switch on the cameras, we can quickly. Though I do not know how we do that.
Yeah, same here. So that is why I'm a bit struggling. And also, if we had that first slider of the session, that would have been good. Harsha, can you help us quickly with the first slide? I can bring up the first slide if you want.
Yes, you can. But do you want me to share and show the first slide?
Yeah, you can also share. Yes. Yes, this is very good. Yeah.
Yeah, Kirti, Suchitra, and Suma, this will be uploaded onto YouTube by tomorrow. We'll share the link with you. And, I my sincere appreciations to you. The way it is transforming, passing on from one to another is a very good teamwork. I appreciate it. And the way you, both of you have articulated, very good. Keep it up.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Chandra, so much. So Harsha, we took a picture.
Maybe we put this in the presentation mode, Harsha, if I
took a picture, Suma.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining.
Harsha, you may end the session.